Well, I don't know really how to say this. I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to come to this, but I really think this is the best for the both of us. Like, let me help you with your hair here. Your hair's kind of sticking up. You're shaking a lot. You're very. I understand. Anyway, we've been together for a while, and we've had some good times, and we've had some really bad times. And it hasn't been easy, but you've pushed me out of my comfort zone. And I really appreciate that. I've grown a lot as a person, and I just don't think I could have done it without you. You helped me during the worst times, but I don't know, the last 3 months have just been kind of an eye opener. Um, I don't think you're good for me, is what I'm trying to say. It's not you and it's not me. It's both of us. We're just different, and I think we need to spend some time apart. And I need to know if I can do this without you. And if I can't, then hopefully you'll be around when I come back. But I don't expect you to be. What I'm trying to say is I don't need you anymore. I hope you can understand. Kesimpta, sorry. So what in the heck am I talking about? Okay. If you've been following my channel and you've been on this journey with me for the last few months, I have had an upper respiratory infection for 3 months, probably 4 now. And it has come and gone and come and gone. And now it is winter time. There are a lot of people with really nasty flus and stuff right now. But this has been like insanely irritating. And I can almost set my clock to when I can almost set my watch to when, if I take antibiotics, when I'm going to start getting sick again. And it seems to be right around the time I'm taking Kesimpta, or thereafter, not too long after. Anyway, do not take this as medical advice. This is simply my experience, and I'm just telling you what I'm going to do as a person with MS that's on Kesimpta or was on Kesimpta. Kesimpta and I are taking a break. You know, it was great while it lasted, but I need to figure out why I cannot seem to kick these viruses or bacteria or whatever infection I have at the moment and have had is driving me crazy. I've lost a lot of muscle mass because I haven't been able to like work out, and that definitely affects my mood, and it definitely affects my ability to move. And I feel like my MS is more progressive because I'm just weaker all the way around, and this constant lung issue with whatever is going on has been a mess. And so I'm going off Kesimpta for a while until I clear up this thing or until spring comes around. And I feel better. I'm already starting to feel better, but we'll see. It could turn around. I just don't know. And so I went and I visited my neurologist, and I was sick when I got there. And I said, man, I've just been sick. I said, at what point do we reevaluate which DMT I'm using? And he said, when you've been hospitalized. I said, well, I have been hospitalized. I was in the emergency room last month, probably related to whatever it is that's going on here. And he was hesitant to say, let's stop and try something else. But there was a hint of a discussion that I'm 50, almost 50, well, I'm 48, coming up on 50. And he said most of the serious progression that happens in MS happens between like 25 and 35. He said a specific age range, but it was somewhere in there. And I think that's true for me. Definitely, that's when a lot of my disabilities started becoming noticeable. And I've just been dealing with a lot of symptoms that seem to be get progressively worse, but my MRIs don't seem to be showing any more progression. And then I'm aging, so it's hard to tell what's age, getting old, and what's actually MS. But the point is, you wouldn't tell me directly, yeah, you can stop your MS medications now, and you probably won't see any more progression. You'll just be dealing with the symptoms forever. Um, that just I don't think would be responsible of a neurologist. So I don't think that's a dialogue you'd want to have. But I certainly got the impression that it was okay to explore that idea. And I'm all for it. I cannot spend another month indoors hacking and coughing and being up all night with stuff coming out of my nose and my mouth. It's been a really hard time. And I feel like if anything's giving MS the opportunity to move in and damage me more, it's being constantly sick. And so I'm making an executive decision for my health. And I do not recommend this for anybody unless you've spoken with everybody on your care team and you can make some tough decisions. I do not recommend this. This is simply my journey. I am not a doctor. I am just an MS patient on my own journey. I'm going to discontinue my Kesimpta for now, and we'll see how it goes. I'll skip this month, see how it goes, and then continue to explore it. And I'm just going to feel it out, and it could backfire. Now, a good friend of mine sent me a couple articles about some research that was done on this, and there were progression returns after 20% of the time in the case study that she sent me. I'm going to link that case study in the notes below. I have not read it in its entirety because I just haven't had time. But the summary that I understand is that, yeah, some people regretted stopping, but I don't think I'm going to be regretting this. I got to do something. And when we look at the infection rates for respiratory illnesses and DMTs, Kesimpta is way up there. It's somewhere between 30 and 50% in one case study. So I got to figure out what's going on here. Could it be the kids bringing home all kinds of nasties from school? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people sick right now. It's winter here in North Carolina and people are stuck inside. So they're all sharing everything. However, I've never had this much difficulty kicking any infection. Like, this thing just will not go away. Now, is it possible it's multiple infections that are coming and going? Absolutely. They all seem to have the same symptoms. But I'm choosing to do what I can, and that is discontinue the DMT for now and see if I can just get this stupid infection stuff to go away. I'm even dealing with it today, even though I can talk okay and I sound okay. I'm still hacking and coughing, and I'm ready to move on. And so yeah, Kesimpta and I are breaking up temporarily, maybe permanently. I don't know, but I wanted you guys to know that that's the next step here in my MS journey. And I'm just going to have to be careful with what I do and how I do it. I can't let too much stress creep in on my life. I can't overdo things. I got to watch my diet. I've got to get back to working out, getting exercise, being around people I like to be around, positive environments. And, it's going to be tricky, but it's got to be done. I can't deal with the depression of this and the anxiety around this illness anymore. And I'm not talking about MS. I'm talking about these returning colds and infections. I'm over it. So I'm going to roll the dice a little bit and we're going to see what happens. And it may not work out and it may work out great. But, that's one thing I hate about MS. Well, it's one of the many things I hate about MS is like it really puts you between a rock and a hard place, from employment to going places with the family to what you can eat, how you go to the bathroom. I mean, all the stuff that it affects in your life, which seems to be everything. It always seems to be not really a compromise, but I don't know the word I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's not a compromise. It is rather darn. I can't think of it right now. Case in point, my cog fog is off the chart state. Anyway, it's not a compromise. It is it's a sacrifice. Like I'm constantly sacrificing things I'm doing to accommodate my MS, and that's just not fair. It's just like what the heck. And I don't think I'm willing to bend on this one. Like I have some control over this part of it. I can discontinue this drug and maybe things will get better. And then maybe they won't. Maybe it'll get worse. But I got to know. And I will certainly keep you all updated as I do this. You're going to be along on the ride with me. And if you don't want to take this ride, I totally understand. Heck, you've got your own ride. So you don't have to click on my videos. Don't feel bad if you don't. When they're about this specific topic, I totally understand. I get it. Like you don't want to deal with other people's drama when you when you have MS. I know that one firsthand. Yeah. So, but maybe we can all learn something from this. Maybe it's not just about stopping my disease modifying therapy for a while. Maybe ultimately I have to switch because I get a relapse. I don't know what's going to happen. And so wish me luck. I was due to take my injection today, the Kesimpta injection today, and obviously that's not going to happen. Currently, my CD19 and CD20 cells are at 0. So the drug is certainly working. I had that blood test last month and it's everything else looks good. Yeah, so those B cells have been wiped out. And I've heard, though I don't know this, that it takes anywhere between a year and 18 months for them to come back. Now I have stopped a DMT before. I stopped Ocrevus and then COVID hit and I was prescribed Kesimpta, but didn't end up taking it because of COVID. We didn't know the outcomes at the time. It was very early in COVID and no one knew what was going on with DMTs and COVID. So I opted out. And I have to say, after I stopped Ocrevus, I got a lot of my energy back and I felt pretty good, but I also feel like there was a lot of cognitive decline in that time frame, but between stopping Ocrevus and starting Kesimpta. And that's the great thing about these videos I do is I've started them in 2018 or 2019, and I can see how I used to talk to versus how I talk now. It's definitely different. But then again, is it just age? Or is it MS and age? Or is it just MS? I don't know. But I do know I got to get rid of this infection, so I'm making this decision and I'm sticking to it. And please comment below if you have questions or if you have something you'd like to add or if you've tried this. Again, this is my journey. I do not recommend this to anybody. I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm doing now. And it may be totally stupid. I may completely regret it. I think I've already said this. But I got to find out. I got to take my risk. And really, what is the risk? Like, I can't be sick all year with infections and keep going to the ER. Like, that's just not, that's just not going to work. At that point, it becomes a quality of life issue. And so I'm going to roll the dice and see how lucky I get. Anyway, it's Friday. I'm not going to edit this video. I'm just going to put it up. So you're going to see it as I shot it. There's nothing fancy about this. I just wanted to have a discussion with you all and tell you what's on my mind. I haven't updated in a while because I've been so sick. I have not been able to really talk or even had the energy to put a video up. And that bugs me because I want to be involved with you guys. And so hopefully this turns around. Thinking of you all. Again, it's the weekend. Have fun, get out there, do stuff you enjoy, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm Cliff. This is Life with MS. Over and out.